I wasn't recording, but I wish I was recording. Hey, enda kwa bafu ujicheck.
Even a dead vulture, a vulture. It's brew bistro points. You want to brew? Yeah. It's a brew bistro points.
This guy had half a pint.
Yes, it's a brew bistro pint.
He had half a pint.
Even if it's half, siko sawa. Alikuwa choma Mama Yusuf na Mabrus.
Freno kaile KBS. Unakumbuka KBS?
Hapo vali.
Na sauni vegetarian.
You guys brew pints, they corrode you. That's the brew pint. That makes sense. Yeah. Hey.
No wonder. Mazee leo.
Hata uliumia.
Nimeendesha yangu yote.
Si unaona?
Hey. Umerelease.
Bana hiyo kijiko loud kwa mic bana.
Nimeingia kwanza kwa mdomo wa Ibrahim.
Atimingia kwa mdomo wa
Ibrahim ameswallow. Unasikiaje? Unasikia unalelewa kidogo.
Umetoka na vipasa za bia brew.
Ati uzali kula fisi. Hey. It is Episode 25, part 2 of Kenya's premier sports video podcast, the 3 Quarters podcast. So if you can't say that, 3 QP will work with us. Today being the 21st of May 2017, we're shooting from Kileleshwa, and we want to thank our hosts for giving us this opportunity to shoot episode 25, which will be dropping in the course of the week on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. As always, we start by thanking the fans, the viewers, the followers, the subscribers for the time you take to watch an episode of the 3 Quarters podcast. And on behalf of the 3 Quarters podcast, all we can say is shukran na asanteni sana. The road to Japan is here with us. For you who've been watching the 3 Quarters podcast, you realize that we always talk about the road to Japan hashtag. The Kenya Simbas are about to embark on what's going to be a monumentous challenge when they take on Uganda, Senegal and Tunisia in Kenya, and then travel to Bulawayo to take on Zimbabwe and wrap up with a game against Namibia in Windhoek. It's as a result of this that the 3 Quarters podcast has created the Road to Japan hashtag. Just first to sensitize you guys about the game of rugby 15s, and second to convince you to jump behind the Kenya Simbas, because these boys are indeed the superstars of rugby in Kenya. This is NGASH, your official noisemaker.
Jerry Goose, Kenyana.
Bad guy of the week, real quick, Goose. Who was your bad guy of the week from yesterday's game? Yesterday being the 20th of May 2017.
Hey, a couple of contenders, man.
Yeah.
Hey, there was KCB side, of course. Lineup general.
Yes.
Oliver Mangeni.
Yeah.
Better known as Olishe.
Yes.
He was quite good. Honestly, even Katlo, captain.
Curtis Lilako, that's true.
And I loved Kilonzo's defense.
Yes.
But hey, the guy who really stood out is one Michael Wanjala.
Yes.
AKA my key homeboys.
Two jumps. Yeah, they call it 2 jumps. Or
Two
something
jumps.
like that. Yeah.
2 jumps.
That's true, yeah.
Kweli. The guy who's playing, I think his most comfortable position.
Yes.
Instead of 10, that we've been seeing him throughout the season, he was playing at 15. Perfect under the high ball. Hey, he's running.
Yes.
That guy was breaking the lines. And he was facing a very, very good KCB line.
Yes.
Yeah, now Kilonzo, as you mentioned.
Yes.
Defense was quite excellent.
Yes.
Remember what he did, the powerful the run that he made from inside his own half.
Yes.
Got to close to the 5, pass it to Shikoli, but then Shikoli had a phantom try. I think started celebrating.
As you're saying, a try scored by Casper.
But in all, Mikey was our man of the match.
Yes.
Bad guy of the week, bad man of the week.
Yeah. Michael Wanjala. And actually, it's good to say he's comfortable under the high ball. He's very comfortable at number 15. And his synonymous move is his chip kick. Like, and he did it a couple of times. Small kick, behind the defense, and he's always able to recover that kick. He did it once, but somebody really connected. I'm trying to remember who it was, but I do agree with you.
Could have been Kilonzo.
Yeah, despite the fact that they lost, I do agree with you that Michael Wanjala actually had a brilliant game yesterday. Takes us to our next section now, the Rugby 101, where we try and educate you guys about the game of rugby, be it the lingo, be it whatever just happens in the game of rugby in Kenya, and of course the rules that happen in the game of rugby. Today, our Rugby 101 topic is going to be fitting the ball into the scrum. Episode 9 again. I take you to episode 9 to tell you what the scrum was. It's when you see the two sets of players binding and contesting. It's a way of restarting the play due to minor infringements most of the times. A knock on here or a forward pass there. So that's what's normally the scrum. Now, the feeding of the ball into the scrum is done by the person who bears the jersey number 9, who's normally known as the scrum half. If it's not jersey number 9, most of the times nowadays it's also jersey number 21. When they added the number of substitutes, it's not jersey number 21.
They're usually the
smallest guys actually on the pitch. So what he'll do is that he'll feed it into the tunnel that's created after the binding, and it has to go through at the center of the tunnel. At that point is when now they contest either by shoving or hooking. The hookers now hook the ball, for lack of a better word. Now the infringements that result as come as a result of this could be, for example, when you're feeding the ball, either side of the scrum shoves before the ball is fed. That results in a full penalty. You have a scenario where the scrum half feeds the ball to his side directly to his side instead of it going straight through the center, and this normally results. The first one will result in a reset scrum. If not that, they'll result in a half penalty, which is a half penalty. So that's what we talk about feeding of the scrum. Yes,
I'd like to mention that maybe the scrum halves have devised a way of kind of, when they put the ball, it first hits the center, then it spins towards the side.
Then it spins towards exactly. And you normally see like you tap your hooker before, like they tap, okay, the ball is coming in, and then you feed the ball. So that's what is normally referred to as feeding the ball into the scrum. So don't ask what is this guy doing. When you are guys talking about feeding, it's either feeding the ball into the scrum or actually feeding the ball to his side, which results, of course, to a penalty. SIMBA Focus, which is our new segment where we try to focus on the Kenya Simbas. That's the Kenya Rugby 15s team. Of course, they start their international season, and the first game is going to be against Germany on Saturday, May 27, 2017 at the RFUEA. And today we go to perhaps one of the most important matchups that happens in a team of rugby, and that's the halfback pairing. Halfback pairing, of course, is the number 9, who's the scrum half, and the fly half, who's, for lack of a better one, because of the popularization of American football, the quarterback, in terms of the term, the person who, the general of the team, dictates exactly the attack of the team. So we're going to be talking about our halfback pairing. Which halfback pairing you would like to see?
I'd like to see at number 9.
First, scrum half. Sorry, before you go on, I'd like to mention that you have Samson Onsomo from Impala, Kelvin Masai from Homeboys, Biko at number 9, scrum half. Number 10, you have Biko Adema from Nondescript, and Isaac Ademo from Harlequins. So who's your halfback pairing?
My halfback pairing would be, I'd like to see number 9, scrum half, Kevin Masai. Then at number 10, fly half, Biko Adema. My reason would be, I think Kevin Masai, one, because I think he's a kicking scrum half. And then Biko, that we've seen him throughout the Kenya Cup season, his defense has been excellent. He's been playing some good defense and even attack as well. And his kicking, his conversion rate is quite good.
It's good. That's true.
However, on Isaac Ademo, Isaac Ademo is on. I'd put him at 10.
You'd put him at 10. That's true. That's very true. I'll actually agree with you on fly half. I do want to see Biko Adema at fly half, mainly because he's safe.
He's a safe choice.
He's a safe choice. He'll give you a good break. He's very good on defense. His kicking for territory is good. I don't really want to say for points, because points most likely is going to be Darwin Mukita who's going to be doing it. So his territorial kicking is good. Isaac Ademo has a more powerful boot than Biko's
range,
in terms of range, but I think Biko is actually a safe choice. But as you say, if Isaac Ademo is on, that's my only worry, that he can have an off day. But if he's on, then this guy, Biko will have to settle for the number 22 jersey.
That's
my fly half. So I'd rather go with Biko because of being safe and the magnitude of the games. At number 9, I'll actually differ with you. I'll go with Samson Onsomo, because Onsomo gives you an extra number in terms of like from the scrum half, from the scrums and the breakdown. He's very quick, number 1, and he's running. He's a running scrum half, so he can give you an extra man if it's in attack. you know, he won't pass the ball directly off the scrum. He'll carry and he'll be able to run. He's very good at the running, and he gives you an extra man in attack. Kelvin Masai, of course, is a good kicking scrum half. But for me, I think I'd actually settle for Samson Nsongo at number 9 and Biko Adema at number 10. Yeah.
Depending on the chemistry that will be there.
Exactly. It's so, also another thing.
We'd like to see that.
We would like to see how the chemistry does play out. As we're on the Kenya Simbas, currently, today being actually 21st of May 2017, they are down in South Africa. They come back to Kenya tomorrow, 22nd of May 2017. Yes. They were able to play a friendly against, it's a very hard team to pronounce, Double. A rugby football club.
Let's pronounce it again.
Double. Not dumbbell. Rugby football club. Yeah. They lost 26-12.
Yeah.
But generally, I mean, they also are able to train with the DHL Stormers. Yeah. And later on Friday they got a chance to watch DHL Stormers playing the Auckland Blues at Newland Stadium. What's your take on this whole 10-day camp?
10-day camp. Yeah. I can only hope and pray that they've used this opportunity to fine-tune where where they've been lacking.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the game again is a double.
Yeah.
We lost it 26-12.
Yes.
I hope they got some positives out of it and improved on where they needed to.
Yes.
And then again, some of the players didn't travel as well.
Yeah.
So I think the options that they have there, they can work with the guys who've been there for the 10 days.
Yes.
But it doesn't really make a lot of difference. I don't think it make a big difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just
want to fine tune.
I just want to say one thing. I hope people in Kenya can start taking this 15th thing very seriously. We had a chat with Joshua Chisanga, Newcastle Falcons forward yesterday, and you remember him telling us that yesterday being 20th of May, and you remember him telling us that if you don't have 10 caps for your country, you cannot get a work permit to play in England.
Outside?
You cannot play in England, yes. If he does not play for the Kenya Simbas when he's on the off season, he cannot get back to a work permit for the next year, for the next season. I think we need to start focusing on 15s a bit more, and these camps need to be happening much earlier and often. These guys need to be down there for quite a number of weeks. You remember, like when they did the Vodacom, even a month. Like when they did the Vodacom Cup, like for 4 or 5 months they were down in Cape Town.
Look at what that did to the team.
Thank you very much. So I think we need to start focusing a bit more on 15s. What us guys have always said about at the 3 Quarters podcast. We need to focus much more on 15s. But anyway, the boys come back tomorrow being 22nd of May 2017, and they start their first game against Germany, and we can only hope the best. From the 3 Quarters podcast to the Kenya Simbas, we can only say we wish you the best. Quickly, I just want us to touch on Kenya Sevens. Kenya Sevens have been in London this past weekend, 20th and 21st of May. They lost to South Africa, then they lost heavily to the US, 47-0. They beat Wales, and they dropped the Challenge Trophy. They beat Spain, and then they went on to lose 47-5 to Fiji in the Challenge Trophy semi-finals. What do you have to say about Kenya Sevens outing?
The London one, I can't even touch on it further.
Yeah.
I think that's a case for Nairobi humans. That's a rape case.
Yes.
However, it's been a very, I want to say it was a poor outing, a poor tour. This whole season, it's not been good for us at all.
Yes.
Considering that we were guys who were finishing top 7, let me say 7.
Yes.
Yeah. We were almost finishing top 4.
Yes.
When we had Mike Friday.
Exactly. And then he delivered that 47-0 beating. Anyway,
it's been a poor showing.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they need to do.
Yes.
Look at SNC coach, strength and conditioning coach left.
Yeah.
That was CB.
Yes.
Chris Brown.
Not Chris Brown, it was Ian Gibbons.
Ian Gibbons, sorry.
Yes.
Yes, I'm corrected.
Yes.
Ian Gibbons left. Okay. I think it's management.
Yes.
That's a management issue.
Yeah.
The players need to be motivated a bit more.
Yeah.
So that they can give us some favorable results.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can only hope that things can improve. And don't be shocked if someone is going home.
We would say who? We would say
someone. Simon just may
someone
go,
would go
and someone
home.
else may come back.
That's true. I do agree with you. Yeah. Yes. Our teams are a reflection of the leadership and the management of the game in the country, and all this disgruntled management that's happening in the sport. That's the reason why Kenya Sevens are performing the way they are. But anyway, when they are down, we still support them. When they're up, we still support them. So Kenya Shujaa, despite a disappointing outing this year. We only hope that you guys have a better season come the 2017-2018 HSBC World 7 Series circuit. Super Rugby Week 13 results quick. The Waikato Chiefs losing to the Canterbury Crusaders 24-31. The Stormers beating the Auckland Blues 30-22. The Hurricanes walloping the Cheetahs 61-7. The Western Force losing heavily to the Highlanders, the Otago Highlanders 6-55. The Sunwolves losing to the Sharks 17-38. The Lions beating someone's team, the Blue Bulls 51-14. The Kings losing to the Brumbies 10-19. The Waratahs, or the Tars, beating the Rebels 50-23. And that, as a result of that, the conferences look this way. Africa 1, Stormers, Bulls, Cheetahs, and Sunwolves. Africa 2 conference, the Lions, the Sharks, the Jaguares, and the Kings. The Australian conference, the Brumbies, the Waratahs, the Reds, and the Western Force, and the Rebels, at number 5. And the New Zealand conference, the Crusaders, the Hurricanes, the Chiefs, the Highlanders, and the Blues. Combined log, you have the Crusaders on top, the Lions 2nd, the Stormers 3rd, the Brumbies 4th, the Hurricanes 5th, the Chiefs 6th, the Highlanders 7th, and the Sharks 8th. In short, you just have the whole of New Zealand in the top 8. As a reminder, we tell you that we have our Fantasy Super Rugby, the 3/4 Fantasy League, Super Rugby Fantasy League. The code and the URL are running at the bottom of your screen right now. So join in, and so that we can see kama ikelele tu nikelele, ama actually watu wako na rugby brain, sorry. That has been episode 25, part 2 of the 3/4 podcast. We ask you guys to follow us on Instagram, to like our Facebook page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is NGASH, official noisemaker.
Jerry Goose, Kenyana.
Stay tuned for episode 25, part 3.